Although I am involved with CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada, the views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the participants and do not reflect those of CADAC. And now, cue the music.
This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there, it's Andre here with another short for the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, the podcast for the high-achieving ADHD entrepreneur. This episode is brought to you by CADAC, the Center of ADHD Awareness Canada. You can get more information and you can donate at www.cadddac.ca. This week, you heard part two of the discussion I had with Julia Waller about my best habits and my unique ability. And it got me to thinking and processing something that Julia said, and she kind of helped me realize I've been always called a troublemaker right from when I was a kid. And the thing is, I wasn't a troublemaker in a sense that I was being disruptive, physically hyperactive, bouncing all over the place, and for no reason at all. I was a troublemaker because I really questioned and pointed out a lot of stuff, and there's an intellectual challenge, and I question a lot of stuff. That's one of my titles here with my engineering company, Objective Engineering, is I'm the chief troublemaker. Okay, I'm a CTM, and why is it chief troublemaker? Is because one of my teams many years ago said, Andre, when you're not in the office, you're always getting us into more trouble, which meant that I was challenging clients or people, and I somehow got us more work. And that was the reference, to get more trouble. And then the joke was, Andre, get out of the office, get us into more trouble, which means more work. But at the same time, too, I also got in a lot of trouble or caused troubles for other people in meetings, especially when people are wasting their time, wasting everyone's time for their benefit, or people politicking, or people setting up systems that would really crush or quash other people's advancement, or not being able to see the beauty of what someone else can bring to the table just because of politics or ego or whatnot. And it's almost as if I do it in a warrior type fashion. And the conversation with Julie in this one and some other ones I've had offline with her is, there is one thing that seems to drive everything I've done, wherever I get a passion, wherever I want to go. And that is, when things are not fair and right, I am now a warrior. As I'm a warrior for that purpose or for that situation, and others see that as being a troublemaker. Okay. I started engineering because I did not like how the engineering world is perceived and how they do work with contractors, trades, and everyone else, even amongst themselves, and even the company I was with. So I left. I started my own company, and I had a lot of passion and drive because I was doing something right. And I work with people, and I'm fair with our clients. Okay. And it almost seems to be a driving purpose. Why do I speak up a lot of times? Because it's not right and it's not fair. It's not right that we got one person dominating the conversation that brings nothing of value to the table, only comes with problems, no solutions, and just want to hear themselves talk because they feel powerful when they do it, and everyone lets it. I have to say something. It's not like I'm thinking about it. I should, no. I have to, because it's wasting everyone's time. There's a lot of money sitting around that table, or a customer, or a contractor, or someone else trying to manipulate the system to screw my customer. I have to stand up and say something. I do that in personal, family, I have a need to do it, and I quashed it for so long that actually caused me problems. It's my driving purpose. And that's why I've started Tactical Breakthroughs, because the way ADHD coaching and treatment is done is a negative. It's not right what they're doing, because we're only changing us. We're not changing everyone else. And it's not fighting fair, and it's not right to do it. So a lot of times I have a need to speak up, and I really fight for people who don't have the power to fight themselves. And I got a lot of examples on that. So yeah, you know what? I might be sacrificing my advancement in whatever network or whatever, but I'm speaking for everyone else who's not speaking. It's not right and fair what you're doing. So I'll take that sacrifice. As long as the group can now say that's not right, that's not fair, then everyone else behind me have all an equal opportunity. And I get that a lot, and I have a lot of problems when things are being manipulated that affects a bunch of people for no reason. And I'm starting to realize if there's something that doesn't fit with this moral compass of things needing to be right and fair, it's almost as if there's no point in me being involved. You know, in a way, I pick my battles, but I always seem to be fighting a lot of battles. But in the end, having this more understanding that this moral compass is my driving purpose. And that's why I had a conversation with a bunch of other people, is my drive for doing what's right. It's my simple law and rule. Is it right or is it not? Is it right for me? Is it right for everyone involved? It's not just right for me and screw everyone else. No, it has to be right for everyone else. And if I'm seeing people are going to be quashed or not be able to do what they love to do just for the benefit of that other person, it drives me insane. And I'm very told a lot. I should learn to shut my mouth or it will affect me. But you know what? I seem to be getting really good quality of work or getting the reputation I stand up for what's right. And I'm okay with that. And I take ownership of that. And I have always taken ownership of anything I say or do. And I get committed. And I don't give it up, especially if it's hurting someone else. I seem to have a habit of bailing people out. And it's a big responsibility of mine. But the thing is, I got to do what is right. And if I don't do what is right, it drives me insane. I'll give you an example. One day, for some reason, my mirrors and my brain just wasn't connecting when I was backing up into a parking lot in a grocery store place. And I hit this person's bumper. Okay. I had a little scratch on my bumper. They had a plastic bumper, was just indented a little bit, but it was visible. And I waited for about 5 minutes with my youngest daughter, about 5 minutes, and no one was coming. No one was coming. And I really argued with myself, say, I got to go to the grocery store, get food so we can have dinner. So as I'm walking, I said, okay, Sophie, let's go. As I'm walking to the door of the grocery store, this lady comes out, and I don't know why. I don't know what. I just looked at her, and I knew that she was the person. So I stopped and turned around. Then my youngest said, you just stopped in the driveway, so you should get off on the sidewalk. So I did. And I watched this lady, and she walked right to the car. So I told Sophie, okay, come with me. We're going back. And she says, no, we got to get this stuff from Mom. I said, no. I went back. I went to the lady. I said, pardon me. I backed up into your bumper. This is the damage I see. Here's my card and my insurance information if you need anything. And I apologize. And, you know, I want to make things right. Here's my card and call me if you got any issues or whatnot. She thanked me. She says, not a big deal. And we went on our way. And then as we're walking back to the grocery store, I can just tell my youngest, when she has her pensive look and she's thinking, she has a certain look and walks a bit slower. And then finally she goes like, Papa, why did we have to go back and tell her? She wasn't there. No one would have known it would have been you. Why did you go back? And all I did and looked at her was, it was the right thing to do. And you know what? This is something I did a long time ago. And I didn't put the two together until I started talking with Julie here and about this warrior troublemaker best habit. Is it would have eaten me up all day, all night for about a week if I couldn't find this person, because it was the right thing to do by them. And it's a very powerful driving purpose. Everything I can see, all my major jumps, all my major successes, all has to do around this purpose. And if something's not being done right by others and people are letting it go, I need to somehow say something, get involved, make a statement so that it's pointed out that it's wrong. And it's something that eats me up a lot. A lot of people tell me to let it go and settle down. But you know what? I'm tired of saying, yeah, you might be right. It's who I am. It's what I do best. And then when I start seeing that, I'm starting to feel that, it's a driving purpose. So my new best habit, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Probably by the time this recording comes out, it'll be available for download and you can see it. But having this process of going through understanding what you do best and how you do it is so key to give you direction on what projects to do, what things to get involved in. That's why I'm like, I don't really care about this. Why? Because everything's being done right. I'm not the person to do that. But if there's some sort of injustice, man, I'm there all in to a force to be reckoned with. But you know what? This was a big insight to me. If you are able to find that one thing that kind of gives you your driven purpose or your driving purpose, man, it really opens your eyes on how you're going to work and decide to do things down the road. Let me know what you think of this, and thanks again for listening. We'll talk soon.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.